Hello stitchy friends, it's Chari. Welcome back to my channel and another FLOSSTUBE video. Today I believe is FLOSSTUBE 35. I think this one is going to be a short one today because I don't have too many things to share. It is the holiday season and my evenings when I normally stitch are getting taken up with other activities, and that's okay because it's the holidays. So I feel like every year I have a bunch of things I want to stitch for the holidays, and then the holidays arrive and I run out of time. So maybe next year, which I think I said this last year, I should stitch Christmas all year long. Maybe not all year long, but maybe in the winter months. We'll see. I'm okay with stitching Christmas past Christmas, but I always am like, oh, I have time. And then the next thing I know, I don't. So I have a few things to share today though, so I wanted to go ahead and pop in with an update and make sure I get my giveaways because they are Christmas related. So let's just flip the camera and get started. All right, when I was editing my video together, I realized I completely forgot hauls, so I am going to film that, pop it in right here. I have very few things to share. This is a chart by Sweet Wings Studio called In the Mountains. This is exclusively at Thread the Needle Stitchery. And I believe she did this chart as, I guess, a fundraiser or something to do with Hurricane Helene last year. So when I saw her post this on her Instagram, I immediately went there and ordered it because I live in the mountains of North Carolina and I think this is a beautiful little stitch. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stitch it on the green. We'll see. But I just picked this up to add it to my stash of things that I want to stitch. And then I have a couple fabrics. I picked these up at Kitten Stitcher. Oh my goodness. Kitten Stitcher. I was looking for some dark colored higher count fabrics. A lot of my ornaments on my tree are stitched on 28 count dusk Lugana, and I've kind of moved away from the Lugana, but I still wanted that kind of dark chalkboard look. Wow, I'm really having trouble talking today. So I picked up these to see what they look like. Now in person, this one has some sort of greenish undertones. I don't know if that's easy to see on camera or not. And this one has more of a pinky purpley hue. Both are 36 count. This one is called Brian, and it is from Grace Notes Fabric. And this one is called Muddy Puddle. And this one is by Hometown Fibers. I think they're both very pretty, and I'm glad to add them to my stash, and hopefully I can stitch some things on them. I think this one might be more in the tone of the dusk that I was trying to kind of match, but it does have a lot of modeling going on. So I just think it is very pretty. This would also be really pretty with like a Halloween stitch. So there are those two fabrics, and that is all of the haul that I have to share today. I do have a couple new starts. This is the hands-on design ornament from Chantel's ornament box, and this is a very, very minimal start to this one. So it has that kind of quilt square pattern in the poinsettia, and I've started with that lighter color, which actually doesn't look quite as pink as it does on here, but I just think this is a really pretty design. So I will probably work on this one and get this one stitched up for my tree. Almost all the stitched ornaments on my tree are hands-on design, and they are on a dark fabric, this like chalkboard look. So this is going to go perfectly with my other ornaments on my tree. So yeah, so that is the Poinsettia Pageant, and it is just DMC floss, so nothing fancy. And this is the ornament backer that it will go on. So let me put that one away. I have another hands-on design that's also kind of a square design that I just started as well. Now this one is, let me find the actual picture. The Christmastide sampler, which was an exclusive, oh, it's a Facebook group, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called exactly. But this was an exclusive last year. It was an entire kit. I've already stitched the big piece. I need to get it on that backer so I can display it. But I have started the ornament, and actually I'm almost finished. All I have to do is the back stitching, and I know this is really hard to see because it's teeny tiny, but I will show you my almost finished ornament. So all I need to do are these little, I know it's hard to see when I get the light behind it, the little pine sprigs or whatever, pine needles, that's the word I'm looking for, pine needles. So I just need to do those, and then this one will be done. And as I said, this was a whole kit when I got it, so I'll show you. This is all with WIPS dye works. So here are all the colors. Set those aside. They came with the pieces that they go on already finished for you. So if you see in the picture here, it goes on this red backer piece. It's already finished. So all I have to do really is lace this onto the piece, and all those pieces are in here for the lacing. The backer pieces, the batting to make cording, the ribbons, everything is in here, which is why I need to go ahead and get this one done, which I'm going to go ahead and show it to you too, just because it is in this bag. It's very pretty. I love how it turned out. I do believe Kathy might have this in her Jingle Ball booth this year. So if you're going to the Jingle Ball and you missed out, I think that this pattern might be in there. She did kind of sneak peek other things that will be in her shopping booth, and this was one of them. But yeah, this one, when I bought it, which I don't think Kathy will have full kits, just the pattern, but yeah, this piece is already finished for me. So I just really need to get to it. Actually, I might just leave this out because it won't take much for me to finish this. This was a really fun stitch, by the way, because Kathy has it broken down into days for the, I believe it's the 12 days of Christmas. I'm gonna look on my chart and see. Yes, like it's a self-guided stitch along. I don't know if this is in the chart as it is, but you can see there's the 12 days and it tells you exactly what to stitch, so you can follow it along. And it just turned out so pretty. So there's the Christmastide sampler, but what I'm currently working on is ornament, and I am almost done. And then the other WIP I have is the Christmas folk, which I have finished the top half. I started in the middle. This is as far as this goes. I do need to do the specialty stitches right here. Let me find my picture. So there are specialty stitches, that line right there. So those will go right here. And then now I need to move down and do the bottom half. So this is one I've been kind of focused on. I did kind of take a break to do the ornaments, but I do need to get back to the Christmas folk. And then I'll probably do the ornament. I might do this one on the chalkboard as well, so it matches all my other ornaments. But this is just DMC on 32 count platinum linen. So that's really all of my WIPs. I do have two little finishes here. These are gifts for friends for Christmas. So I wanted to go ahead and film this so that I can get these in the mail and off to their respective recipients. This is Christmas Deer by Satsuma Street. It was a whole kit that you stitch on the perforated paper. It came with the beads and the sequins. And then I added my little tag on the back and the felt. And then this is one of the ornaments from the hands-on design Coastal Holiday. I did share this one last time. I stitched mine on a 40 count white clay, I believe it is, by Fox and Rabbit. It is the called for floss, but I only use one strand since I use 40, and so it's this teeny tiny little ornament, and I just think it's so cute. I added just some rope around it because I feel like that's a very nautical feel. Some rustic jute twine for my bow. And I already went ahead and cut all the pieces of mat board to do the other ornaments later as well. I did have some snowflake fabric in my stash that matched it really well. So that, and it has these little beads. I think I changed out the beads from what was called for to something in my stash that was just clear and iridescent. They look really pretty. They look like bubbles. So that is one of the hands-on design coastal holiday ornaments. And those are my only 2 finishes this time. I shared a lot of finishes last time, but I've clearly been working on Christmas ornaments. I do have, let me switch back to my face. I do have one more really big finish. It was a sewing project. It is a new tree skirt for my tree. I have a really skinny tree because our house isn't very big, so where our tree goes is kind of small. And every store-bought Christmas tree skirt is too big. They're just all way too big. So last year, I decided that for this year, I wanted to make myself my own tree skirt. I did use a pattern, which let me grab real quick. So this is the pattern I use, the Holly Jolly Tree Skirt. As you can see from the measurements, the smallest one is 44 inches. That's still too big for my space. So I actually made it a little smaller. I cut the strips a little skinnier and did 5 strips. Mine is about 36 inches, I would say. So I'm going to actually put a picture of it here because it is under my tree currently, so I can't show it to you. And I use fabric from the Starberry collection. I did my stripes red and black, and I used green for the binding. The binding in the center was quite a challenge, but it's okay. It's a little messy, but it's a tree skirt for me. I'm going to cover it up with presents. It's fine. And then what I did was I put some adhesive interfacing on the back of the white fabric and used some puffy star dies from Lawn Fawn to cut out the stars, peeled off the liner paper, ironed them on so they were adhered on with that adhesive backing, and then I did like a blanket stitch around them to just applique them on. And I just think it turned out really cute. So that's my Holly Jolly tree skirt with a little bit of modification for the size. And I think that's all my finished projects to share right now. So let's do our giveaways. So the giveaway I had from my last video, and the keyword was mittens, was the Snow Kiss Mittens pattern from Robin Pickens, which is part of the ornament box from Chantel's 141 Design Company from last year, and then the ornament that it goes on. And my winner for that, I'll put that right up here, is CHARJ57, which I think I've seen that name before, and I don't remember the name. When I look at it, it makes me want to say Chari, but that's not right. So if you will email me at the email listed below, I will get this out to you ASAP. And then I have 2 giveaways this week, still with the Christmas theme. One is a Country Cottage Needleworks little chart here with, if we can see it, the little snowmen, snow people. Love is in the air. And I pulled out a square-shaped ornament backer to go with that. So that's our first one. And we're going to use the keyword love for that one. And then I actually have another one for today as well, which is another Country Cottage Needleworks. This one is called Falala. Let's use the word woolly, like a woolly sheep, for this one. And then I also have a big kind of ornament to go with this. This was square, and I think you could fit a square shape in the center of that. So keyword love, keyword woolly, and please leave those comments by, what's today? So let's say December 20th. So I know these probably won't get out to you before the holidays, but maybe you can stitch them for next year. I feel like I'm having to do with some things. So use the keyword, please be 18, please live in the United States. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And leave those comments by December 20th, and I will pick some winners. So that is all for today. Like I said, it was quick because I don't have too much to share. So thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time, especially during the holidays. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. If I don't talk to you before then, I think at this point, maybe it'll be like an end of the year kind of wrap up. We'll see. Depends on what I get stitched, I guess. So yeah, have a happy holiday if I don't talk to you by then. Happy stitching. I hope you get a lot of holiday stitching done. Maybe I'll see you at the Jingle Ball. We'll see. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.